What does that mean?
That happened to me the other day. I was trying to test it. Didn't understand why. It's like, you don't love me.
Okay, I think it is going now. Okay, so I think we're good.
Good?
Yeah. Welcome, everybody. We are getting going. One quick second. The live stream is giving us a bit of war.
All right, ladies and gentlemen,
we shall win.
We are getting everything set up now, waiting for Jaime to jump on the Facebook side of things. We are live on YouTube, and we will shortly be live here on good old Facebook.
There we go.
All right, so there's my live, so I can see our conversations that are happening. There's Jaime. Approve. Got to make sure we turn this volume down immediately. It's a problem that I usually have.
There we go.
Right. Volume is down. Don't forget to turn your volume down, Jaime.
Good call, good call. How's it going, man?
It's good. Life is good, man. New baby in the house. We're back. We're back and we're live in 77 places. Let's make sure my headphones are connected to the right place.
All right, so I don't think you want to see my camera there. All right, welcome back, everybody. Or I guess we should welcome ourselves back, Joseph.
Yeah, I think that's probably correct.
Yeah, how is everybody? Let's see. I gotta get some. I saw some comments right off the bat, so I want to make sure I acknowledge them. Thank you so much for coming by and hanging out to the Agent Lead Source podcast. We have a father for the second time, and that's not me. That is Joseph.
Thank you.
Had another addition to his family. Give us names, give us details. What's going on?
Yeah, so new baby in the house. His name is Oliver. Oliver is officially the new member in the casa, if you will, and he's taking over. To be honest with you, he's doing his thing. He's a good sleeper. I actually am getting some sleep, which is different from our first child, so I'm pretty happy with that. Nice. So yeah, super pumped about that.
Very cool. Very cool. Healthy, everybody?
Everybody's healthy. Yeah, wife's healthy. Kids, the boy's healthy. We actually went to the mall for the first time, like got out and about a little bit, which I was surprised that my wife wanted to do that, because usually, after somebody has a baby, they're like, don't want to move around, my friend. And so, yeah, she has definitely moved into moving around and wanting to do those type of things. I was like, if it was me, I'd be like, nah, we're not going anywhere, man. Don't worry about that. All right.
Nice. Well, welcome everybody. As you're coming in, a like is going to go a long way. We're about to get started. We're about to get launched. Sounds weird. Awesome.
Jaime, can you hear me okay?
I can hear you okay. Can you hear me?
You might want to check your audio settings to make sure that it sounds like you're coming through on your AirPods versus your Shure mic. So just go to your Zoom setting and check that really quick. Mm-hmm. I just had to do it because my Bluetooth tried to kick on my other devices.
Microphone. Okay. How about now? Just a little bit better.
Let's check. 1 second. Go ahead.
All right. Can you hear me okay?
Oh yeah. Now you sound fabulous.
Sweet. So welcome everybody. All right. So let's get cranking, man. It's been a minute.
Yeah, it has been a minute. Also, as those of you who are coming in to watch, make sure you let us know if you hear any echoes or anything like that. I mean, not my echo because I'm in a small room, so it'll probably sound very echoey, but just echo from either of us talking to each other. So we make sure we have a nice, clean audio feed for everybody to hear us properly.
Awesome. Joseph, I feel like that was our longest intro, so I think that we can wrap it up now.
Yeah, I
Thank
think
you,
so. I think we're
everybody,
good.
for listening to the Agent Resource Podcast.
Yeah, if you want to do a normal intro, we can go ahead and start rocking and rolling our normal intro.
I love it. Well, welcome everybody to the Agent Resource Podcast, episode 33, How to Get Real Estate Referrals the Easy Way. So who would not want some real estate referrals that are coming to you? So there's so many different strategies that we're going to touch on today, but the key component here is leveraging our relationship. So how many of us have been in that tough negotiation with that other real estate agent, and at the end of it, all we wanted to do was murder them? I know that happens a lot, but we're going to need to preserve relationships, because although it feels like we have a lot of real estate agents in the mix, in reality, a lot of the real estate agents get out of the industry within 3 years. So understand that you have a small subset. But with that being said, Joseph, what time is it in your neck of the woods, and what gets you excited about referrals?
Yeah, so it's 9:57, by the way, here in my neck of the woods. I know it's 8:57 in your neck of the woods CST time. As we talk about referrals, I think the thing that excites me, one, as a marketer, we've been able to generate a lot of referrals from people who have done business with us in the past, right? These folks have gotten deals, they've increased their GCI, if you will. And so that allows us to then take that information as quote unquote social proof and then get referrals. Now, moving to the real estate side of things, I can tell you this. So I have an agent that I was talking to yesterday, and what she said was that she really set this up really well. She got a buyer client. The buyer client really liked the process that she helped them go through to buy their house. And the agent is in Arizona. And I gave her kudos. I was like, that's fantastic. What that means is that you did a great job, and they wanted to obviously send you somebody because they knew you'd continue to do a great job for them as well. And she sent me a message. She was like, yeah, they were so awesome that they even did a Facebook post about me. And so I'm guessing that's where the referral came from, and the referral ended up being a listing. So what you can take from that information, and what excites me about that, is if you do a good job for people, other people are going to tell you about that. Now, it may be different for real estate marketers, because once a real estate agent finds somebody that's really good, they're like, I'm not going to tell you about that marketer because they are awesome, and I don't want you to be in my market and take my business. But as far as a real estate agent is concerned, if you do a great job for your clients, you typically are going to get a referral without even asking for the referral. And that's the beautiful part about it. So that's what excites me about it. If you do a good job, referrals just come in naturally. But we're going to talk about ways in this particular podcast on how to get out there and get more referrals through active versus just being passive about it.
Yeah, no, that's super, super powerful, because sometimes we overlook that type of lead source. And what's awesome about this is that referrals comes in all shapes and sizes. But if you break it down to referrals from agents and referrals from what we're going to call the laity, the normal people, the normies, that is, everybody is working for you. If you look at it that way, everybody is working for you if you know how to activate them. Now, that can sound like you're using people, but you're not. What you're doing is you're reminding people that you're in the industry, and generally people want to help each other out, right?
Correct.
So it's not in most markets, sometimes some people are suspect, right? But for the most part, some people are sus. But for the most part, people want to help each other out, whether it is somebody that you helped directly from a buyer side or a seller side, or somebody that just off the street that has never used you. And what's interesting is one of my closest friends, he actually used another realtor, and I dropped him as a friend. I'm kidding. Kind of. But it's so funny.
maybe.
Yeah, don't I'm not gonna call him out because he knows exactly who he is. But here's the thing, it's almost like out of guilt that he became my biggest champion after that. It was almost out of guilt that he was like sharing my post, that he was out there singing my praises. Well, dude, if you didn't trust me to help you with your home search, anyway, so that I'm about to go off the rails, but people generally want to help you, even in that crappy scenario where we've all had that family member, that friend that forgot or just chose not to use us. So there are a lot of opportunities is really what I'm trying to convey.
Yeah, no, I think there are a lot of opportunities when it comes to referrals. You in that particular scenario, right? And this agent in particular, there are a lot of new agents that post about somebody using somebody else, right? And usually the way that comes up is, what do I do about my family friend, or what do I do about my cousin who used somebody else, or what do I do about my sister who used somebody else? And the normal statement is, well, you should congratulate them on buying a house and getting that done, which, yeah, you can do that. But behind that, you need to ask the question, hey, Jimmy, I don't know anybody's names here, but I'm just using a generic name. Hey, Jimmy, congratulations on buying the house. I just wanted to ask, what is there any reason that you didn't use me so I can make sure I improve my skills so that anybody else in our family or any of our other friends make sure they know that they can use me to buy a house? And so most people won't actually ask that question because they're afraid of the answer, right? And so you need to start getting used to facing that fear of, hey, they're going to tell me why they didn't use me, and I need to learn to improve that, because really at the end of the day, that's an objection for yourself and for them. And so how do you get past these objections? Because at the end of the day, you're a salesperson. And then once you get past that objection, you say, hey, thank you so much for the information. I'm going to work on making sure I make that part of myself better, so that in the future, if you decide to buy or sell, or if you decide to refer somebody to me, that I am better at that. So what you just did was you overcame the fear. You figured out what the objection was, why they didn't use you. You told them that you're going to improve that. And then you also dropped a bomb on them that said, hey, just in case you decide to refer somebody to me in the future, right? And so now you just ask for a referral without asking for a referral, right? Yeah. So I'm a big fan of these tactics of asking for something without actually asking for it. And then now, as Jaime said, his friend, this person is also going to start sending you referrals because they're like, oh, shoot, I should have used Jaime, because he's taken this extra step to even ask me what he could have done better to get my business. And so now you just ask for a referral without asking for a referral. And as Jaime said, that person is going to become your biggest champion, because they're like, pretty much I owe Jaime $7,000. So let me figure out how to get Jaime $7,000 or whatever the commission fee was, right? And so that's one way you can overcome that particular strategy and get a referral from it and learn from it as well, right? It's a learning moment or a teachable moment.
100%, 100%. You can take it as a crappy situation and just leave it in crap, or you can make something out of it. What else could this mean? Well, it could mean that I could have done a better job at speaking with him and his wife or whatever. But at the end of the day, those are opportunities. And I like the phrasing that you mentioned, asking for a referral without asking for a referral. One of my favorite lines actually came from a really successful agent, George Philbeck. He used to be with Keller Williams, and he was actually the #1 Keller Williams agent by units in the world several years ago. And something that he mentioned, I'm going to try to remember it exactly, but he mentioned something to the effect of, who do you know that I can help in the next 30 days? I only like working with the set amount of people at one time so they can get the VIP treatment. And right now I can only take on one more client in the next 30 days. Who do you think I could help? Be honest.
Oh, I love that.
So something to that effect. So what I liked about that, and as he broke it open, was if you ask people, who do you know that's going to buy or sell? You're throwing it up in the air, hoping that somebody will actually think about it. Well, nobody's going to think about that. Nobody's going to think, well, that hard. But if you compress it to the next 30 days, then you add a qualifier, and then you add the whole fact, well, he can only take on one more client. And then you start getting them. You start framing it. It's almost like you putting a camera. Well, my phone's right there. You putting your phone to somebody and say, hey, record something. Well, no, I'm not going to give you a testimonial because I don't know what to say. As opposed to having questions lined out. Hey, what did you like about the home buying process? What did you hate about the home buying process? So you're guiding them. So I really like that strategy as well. I like yours incredibly as well. But at the end of the day, what we're driving at is there's opportunities everywhere. And you don't have to come across as that, oh, me, give me a lead or give me somebody to work with. there's ways to tactfully ask for that.
Yeah, I would even I like the way George phrased that. I would even take it a step further, Jaime, to be honest with you. I would even say, whenever you say that, who do you know? And I only have time to, or I only want to give, work with a certain amount of people to give them the VIP treatment. You could even phrase it as, I only want to work with people that are friends of people that I know, that know, like, and trust me, so that I can also build relationships with those same people, so that we run around in similar circles, right? And you could even say the term birds of a feather flock together, right? And so using George's statement, you can go ahead and use that as a qualifier to these people that you're talking with, that are your connections on Facebook, that are your friends, that are your cousins, whatever, right? Friends and family, and say, look, I only want to work with people that know me, so that that know me, and that know other people that would like to work with somebody similar to me, so that I don't put myself in a situation where I'm helping somebody that is not grateful, that is not happy, that is not whatever. So now you're adding these qualifiers to let them know, hey, you're this type of person I like. I like working with you. You're the type of person that I want to find in order to work with. And what you're doing is you're propping that person's, for a better lack of terms, you're propping their ego up and making them feel really good about themselves. And then that in turn is going to cause them to be your champions, right? And that's really how most businesses work when it comes to getting referrals and getting businesses. How can you make the other person feel really good about themselves to be able to send you business, right? And so if you can do that in that type of conversation that George is talking about, you will have a lot of people that are like, oh, I'll definitely help you because you're looking for people like me. You like me. I like you now because you like me, right? Most people get mad because somebody else is mad at them. It's really funny. But most people get happy because somebody is happy with them. So if you can use that psychology to your advantage to get more business.
100%. 100%. I am so out of focus, Joseph. What is this? What is this?
You don't look out of focus on me.
Don't? Okay.
No,
Then it just
fine.
must be my.
It might be the screen.
This is true. Well, now that I completely pattern interrupt everybody intentionally, now would be a fantastic time to hit a 5-star review if you're listening on the podcast, the Agent Lead Source Podcast. If you are checking us out live, a like is going to go a long way. It's going to send out some notifications in the respective platforms. We do this live on Thursdays on Facebook. So there's be friends with us, connect with us on Facebook. We go live in multiple groups and you'll get the notifications that way. Also, we go live on YouTube. So just search for the Agent Lead Source Podcast. It's going to lead you right to us. So we would love to connect with you if you're here live. Tony says, looks good. Hey, thanks so much, Tony. But when it comes to, if you're listening to us on the podcast, the Agent Lead Source Podcast on Apple, a 5-star review is going to go a long way. I haven't checked it in a little while. I know that we got a few over the past 2 weeks as well, Joseph. So we need to go in there and see how many we have. But awesome. Outside of that, just want to make sure that everybody is tuned in because we are in it. Episode 33, how to get real estate referrals the easy way. So Joseph, we've been covering strategies or different ways to ask without asking with our direct clients, if you will, or people that have worked with us in the past or haven't worked with us, but are willing to refer out people. But let's shift gears for a quick second, and we can always come back to the buyers and sellers or people that are the normies. But let's start focusing on real estate agents, our peers, because there's a lot of opportunity there right now. The one strategy that I want to offer up right off the bat is there are Facebook groups that are massive that I can hear myself in the background. Joseph, can you hear me?
Yeah, I think it's the iPhone for some reason where the mic is located, so it may be pulling in the audio just a bit. So I'll try to make an adjustment here and see if that'll fix the issue, but I'm not sure it will because of our spacing. So you'll have to give me a moment. As well. Guys,
I'll kind of,
you guys will just probably have to see the mic, the mic in the shot today.
No worries. The aspect of the Facebook groups, there are some massive Facebook groups out there that are only about referrals. Now, we're not in the business of plugging in
Mhm.
a lot of other products that we that haven't paid us money for sponsorship, but there are some massive real estate agent referral groups that all they do there is drop referrals. So if you did not know that those were a
Mm.
thing, congratulations, you have now learned that that is a thing, that there's groups that actually exist to do that. So I encourage you to go out there and hop onto every single group that you can find within moderation. Don't do more than 5
Yeah.
groups at a time, because then you're going to
Yeah.
get suspended by Facebook. But
So much
go and
fun.
join those groups, right? Yeah, it's a rite of passage, right? Go and join those groups and turn on the notifications, because you want to be notified. And then we're going to get into some more
Yeah.
in-depth strategies on how to really squeeze out the most referrals out of it. But make sure that you start by finding those referral groups, joining them, turn on the notifications. So, how many referral groups would you say you're a part of right now, Joseph? I know it's your license isn't active, but what would you say?
Yeah. Oh, geez. I mean, I've been a part of so many referral groups. I've probably lost count to the amount of actual referral groups that I'm a part of. Probably
That's
50 to
great.
100, right? I don't use them as I probably should, mainly because obviously my license is not active right now, but it is about to be. So we'll see how that goes. But yeah, I think those referral groups are fantastic for those agents who are looking to connect with other agents. I think the thing that most people forget whenever they're looking at these referral groups is how to make sure that you are um, make sure that you're figuring out how to help the other people, right? I think in most businesses and most strategies, one of the things that people forget to do is understand how to actually go out and help other people. So you scratch my back, I scratch yours, right? So if you're going to be looking for referrals, also look to send out referrals, right? Another thing that you can do, and this is something that I'll probably do once my license is active again, is we'll probably create a specific messenger Facebook group, meaning that I'm going to connect with people that have people moving from their state or city, because we know that's a big thing right now, into my state or city. And so I'm going to look for all the agents who are in those markets. So I'm going to be like, hey, who's in California that is looking for referrals, right? The reason I'm asking them is because I know that California is where most of my referrals will come from, right? And so I want them to be a part of my referral group. And so whenever they're looking for an agent, they come look for me. And I'll probably create a video that's like, hey, my name is Joseph Gonzalez. I work for whatever real estate company, blah, blah, blah. And then that way, my messenger group is only based on people who are going to send me referrals from the markets that people are flooding into Austin, Texas from, right? And so that's one great way to do it is you have a messenger group and you say, hey, where do you get most of your referrals from? And so now what you do is you're scratching their back and say, hey, I'm going to add people from this state or this city so that they can send you referrals, right? So it's like, hey, this is a cross platform, but across 3 or 4 different markets. These are the agents and these are the cities where we all get referrals from. And so anybody that has a referral and you need an agent immediately, these are the agents this is the group that you can save to come in and drop a referral, right? And everybody should agree. I don't know. You have to be careful on commission agreements, but you can have a different conversation with each agent about, what a referral fee looks like. And so that's one way to create a really fast referral group for agents. And let us know if that makes sense, ladies and gentlemen. Like comment and say, hey, yeah, that makes sense. Or if you need to know more details about that particular strategy.
That is that messenger pod strategy is gold, man. That is gold. That's
Yeah.
something that you're the one that taught me about messenger groups and the power of them. And then you integrating them into this strategy is fantastic. It's something that so with my real estate team, so we're about 80 strong right now. It's cool seeing that collaboration. Now we're in about 23 different states, so it's a little bit more spread out, but you are
Yeah.
seeing that intimacy from the group where they feel comfortable sharing. So I am Osias, one of my agents from California, sending out a referral to Houston because that California to Texas makes sense. But you don't need
Yeah.
to be part of a real estate team in order to enact this. Like you're mentioning,
Right.
one simple actionable strategy that you just mentioned that I'll kind of piggyback off of just start with one geography, one state, or one city if you want. You calling out your
Yeah.
California agents, and you get your band of agents from Texas, and you cover Lubbock, San Antonio, Austin, Dallas,
Mm,
Fort Worth, El Paso, Houston. You've covered the 7
mhm.
major markets in Texas. Now, don't ask me to do the
Yeah.
same thing for California because I don't know anything about California, but you get the same
Uh,
people over there. And I'm going to assume that there's going to be 7 over there. So you're going to have
yeah.
15 people in your messenger group that now you have 13 other people working with you and working
Yeah.
for you. So you're going to
Yeah.
have those opportunities. Hey, I've got Dallas on lockdown. Hey, I've got Austin on lockdown. So you now have 13 people that are going to champion you. And you're also going to have 13 people that the moment that they see Austin, that's Joseph. I'm going to tag him. And then once your friends
Yeah.
see that, you just see a barrage of other people tagging you. I'll be honest, whenever I send out referrals, I look for somebody that has at least 2 people that can vouch for them.
Yeah.
So that whole that peer pressure, I guess, of the same person being recommended, that's powerful. And that's what you need whenever you're trying to send out a referral or win that referral. So you don't even have to interview for it because you have so many people backing you up on it.
Yeah. No, I used to be, whenever I was licensed, people used to tag me in these referrals, right? And the reason they would tag me in these referrals is because I was just a really good marketer, right? The more you're seen, the more you make at the end of the day, in a positive light. Let's also clarify that, right? So if you are somebody who wants to get referrals, you've got to be seen more, right? Especially
Yep.
in these groups. Like add some free tips to these groups, and we're talking again peer to peer, right? Real estate agent to real estate agent. Add some free tips, add some free marketing tips, add some free PDFs, if you will, home buyer guides, home seller guides, these type of things that people can go download to show that you're knowledgeable, right? And so, and whenever you go do that, you're like, hey, I just posted this PDF for first-time home buyers, or I just posted this listing, pre-listing package for anybody who's looking for a free pre-listing package that you can mimic. I just posted in the group. By the way, if you're looking to send referrals to an agent who knows what they're doing, you may not want to be that cocky about it, but if you're looking to send referrals to an agent in Austin, Texas, you can check out my listing package, and that'll tell you that I kind of know what I'm talking about, right? For listings, specifically in this climate that we're in. But doing that shows that you're helping somebody else first, and then in return, they're going to be more willing to send you referrals. So it's all about just understanding the psychology of people and understanding what you can do to provide them value. Even if you're not going to send them referrals, how can you provide them value? And in turn, they're going to send you referrals because you've
And
made the statement about referrals.
and that's powerful. That's powerful, right? It's it's at this point, it's not who you know, it's who knows you. Where the more that you're seeing, whether that's contributing, collaborating, um, just being seen, being known, you can be that person that joins the group and never engages, but you're doing yourself a
Yeah, yeah,
disservice, right? So if you're looking
yeah,
at a way to make a meaningful impact in really any industry, this isn't just real estate, but when you enter a group, introduce yourself to the group. I know some people will roll their eyes like, oh, okay, well, I hate those posts. Well, guess what? You at least know that those people are in that group now,
correct.
right? So it's effective. It actually works. So whenever you go to a group, introduce yourself. You don't have to be braggadocious, to Joseph's point, but again, it's so people at least are aware that you exist. So when
Right.
you're joining these groups, say, hey, Jaime out of the Fort Worth market, would love to help anybody that you have coming this way. And this is where I specialize in, why, blah, blah, blah. So just start introducing yourself. It's very powerful. So there you at least have some other people that know that you exist and you're not a stranger, or at least
Yeah,
unknown. You're still gonna be a stranger, but
yeah,
that way you're not unknown.
yeah, yeah. Okay, so let's get into another strategy. I've seen this strategy done well, and I've seen it done poorly, right? I've seen an agent that ran an ad for home buyers, but also said referrals at the same time, talking to agents. And I was like, why are they running the ad that way? the ad, what's up, Tammy, by the way? Um, the ad needs to be run in a way that is like you're talking to other agents, not talking to buyers. So I've seen the ad where the agent was talking to buyers, but also asking for referrals from agents. I was like, that's a
Mm.
two-pronged approach. You don't need to do the same one ad for two different messages. It just doesn't make sense. You need to have one ad for one thing and one ad for another. So it's like, hey, fellow agents, my name is Joseph Gonzalez. I am out of Austin, Texas. I know there are a lot of people moving from California. I love to send referral or get referrals and send referral fees whenever I close on business. If you have any questions, fill out the form below. I'll send you what my referral agreement typically looks like. It is a healthy referral agreement. We won't discuss numbers here, but I look forward to working with you and helping your California buyers or seller, or really California, looking to help your California buyers purchase the house of their dreams here in Austin, Texas. Boom, ads run, let them fill out the form, send the information, get on a Zoom call with them, have a conversation with them, talk about what you can do for their buyers, talk about the referral agreement, because you're not really talking about commissions at that point, you're talking about referrals, and you can talk about referrals. And then from there, you're starting to build a really strong relationship, and you can run that video ad $2 a day, 30 days, $60 a month to whatever market that you're trying to get business from. You can run the ad to multiple states as well, right? So it's like, hey, California agents, hey, Arizona agents, I know a lot of people are moving to XYZ city. Let that run, put a website somewhere you can build for free, or not free, build for cheap, and allow people to go to that and fill out the form. Or you can run it to a Google Sheet or Google Form and have them fill out the form there if you want a free strategy, and get a link and then have people fill that out. So there are ways to be able to get these referrals from other agents. You just have to be able to be sure that you're standing out. Because what do we know right now, Jaime, about Facebook groups? When somebody's looking for referral, they go in and they post about that referral, right? Which means that there's not a good platform right now for agents to go out and submit the referrals. Everybody's in these Facebook groups, but nobody's actually submitting the information to the right place. And Jaime and I will probably have a conversation about this as a business strategy. But if you look at this particular situation, it is a vastly underwhelmed, supported business within the industry of real estate. So if you're doing it the right way, you can get referrals in almost any market.
100%. 100%. So folks, we've given you active ways to get business and get referrals, but we've also given you more passive strategies where it may not seem passive in the moment, but as people remember who you are, where you work, it becomes passive. That's effectively, you can replace the word passive for your brand.
Yeah.
Because at that point, you've built up your brand. There's an agent that works out of the Austin market that he gets most of my referrals because I know that he's there. He's even coined his name in association to Austin, and it just makes sense. Just makes sense. So I've sent him 2 of my referrals, which did I get that money? Sorry, I just gotta. That reminds me of something.
Yeah.
Whoa. Wait up. Wait up. Did I get my money?
Yeah.
I need to let me write that down. Go on, Joseph.
So let's talk about referral fees, I guess. And so I sent $2 million in referrals last year, right? Unintentionally. And those are closed. That's not even the ones that haven't closed. And so because I wasn't licensed, guess what? I could not receive a referral fee, right? And so that's what kind of led me down this path of getting relicensed, is like, all right, that's probably, I don't know what's the $2 million times, let's call it, the person's probably at least an 80% commission split.
Mm-hmm.
So 2 million times 3%, what's that come out to be, Jaime?
What is that, 60?
60,000. So I'd make 25%, let's call it 30% of that referral. 60 times that, it's like $18,000 on just the ones that I know that close, right? And so the reason I sent this particular person the referrals is because I know them, I like them, I know what they do, I know who they are morally. I know what they do for their clients. I know how much business they do. And so that's why I send these particular people. I actually have 3 people. They're all ladies. But yeah, I don't know why I haven't sent any men, maybe because they don't act the same way and treat people with motherly care. I don't know. But anyway, $2 million in referrals last year, right? And so there are people out there that become these people in your mind that are like, hey, I want to send clients to them because I know they're going to do a great job. So how do you become that person? You continue to talk about your business. You continue to talk about the things that you're doing for your clients, you are doing for your clients. You continue talking about your marketing strategies and what you enjoy about real estate. And people will start seeing you as that person, especially whenever you connect with them on Facebook, right? So that's just, I want to make sure we talk about, like, there's money to be made on the referral side. You just have to know how to become that referral person for your market specifically.
Yeah. And as I was thinking back on, if I collected or not, I did. But
good.
The what that actually reminds me of is in the instances in which I didn't. And I'm not going to call this agent out by name, but really when that happens and you closed a deal, sometimes it's going to be on the honor system. So for me, I didn't get anything signed. Mine for me, most of the things are, if it closes, just let me know what I need to sign at some point, but I'm not going to go through the trouble personally. Now, I'm not that, I'm way too trusting. And we actually were having a conversation about that before the podcast, but don't burn another person. It feels weird having to say that, or me feeling like I need to say that, but things do get around. So remember, you may think that there's 1.4 million real estate licenses out there, and you'd be right. But of those 1.4, not everybody is active. So that already narrows your pool, if you will. And you also need to understand that not all of those licenses are actually closing deals. So even they may be active and they be working their hardest, but at the end of the day, we know that even a smaller subset controls that. So if you think that if you're going to burn a agent and you're going to get away with it, you may get away with it once, possibly 3 times. But if you're going to go and continue doing that, like, oh, well, they're not going to know that they gave me that referral 6 months ago, I deserve all this. Well, just keep that in mind. And I don't know why I felt compelled to say that. Maybe it's because I just forgot there, but I know personally there's an agent within my own brokerage, within my own, if I say the next thing, it's going to be very evident, very immediate circle, very, very, very immediate circle that I no longer text, call, have anything to do with, because I know for a fact that not only did 1 close, but 2 closed, but 3 closed, and then I stopped counting. So that was that's an error on my part in the sense of not getting everything documented. But when you send over a good amount of leads and then you start seeing pictures in the title, at the title office or at the title company, well, it's not too difficult to start backtracking and finding those things out. In fact, I think you and I we communicate when we first spoke. I think we talked about pricing models. And, when I originally started my agency, I did it on the referral side. And it was that actual experience that got me away from the referral side, where I used to do marketing for real estate agents and they got paid when I got paid, or I got paid when they got paid. But then it became an issue if they got paid and I never got paid. So that's why I changed the model. Long rant.
No, I think that's fair, right? I think that's a fair statement. I think and Tammy, we'll get to your statement in just a minute. I think that's fair, Jaime, because there are a lot of agents that will talk about wanting to get referral or do business with a marketing company on a referral basis. The reason most marketing companies don't do referral basis is because most agents are broke. I'm just going to be honest, right? Most agents are broke. They don't know how to do business. And I'm going to hurt a lot of feelings right now, but it's also the truth. And a lot of people aren't willing to face the truth. And so whenever they get that first paycheck, they've got to pay bills, right? And so they forget about the people who help them get that business to pay their bills. And what they don't realize is if you continue paying that person as you're supposed to, guess what's going to happen? More business is going to come in. And so it becomes this vicious cycle for agents where they're like, I want somebody who's going to generate leads for me on a referral basis. Cool. I'll do that for you. By the way, you need to sign this agreement. You need to pay this agreement, or you need to make sure that this agreement is signed, because I'm going to have my lawyer send you an email if you don't get it paid. And that's a nasty side of the referral business, is because most agents, like I said, are broke and they don't want to pay the referral fee because they've got to pay for their family. They got to pay for their mortgage. They got to pay for the cars, which I get. But at the same time, everybody else has to pay for stuff too. And most agents forget about that. They only worry about themselves. And so and not to say all agents are bad, right? Because I've done referrals for an agent out of Houston. He sent me I think it was like a $400,000 to $500,000 house back whenever I was doing real estate. And I sent him a referral fee. It was a really simple process. He found me because I did marketing. And I didn't even know he knew me, right? But I did my part, signed the referral agreement, closed on the house. I sent him text updates. Hey, we went and looked at these houses. This is what we did. And that's the right way to do it. Most agents, they get so excited, they forget about the person that actually sent them the referral. So anyway, if you're going to be receiving referrals or giving referrals, make sure you do a good job of updating the person, because that's just part of the business. You're not that busy. I can tell you, even the busiest agent is not that busy. All right. If somebody has the time to run, your camera went off, Jaime. If somebody has the time to run the world and be able to send text messages back to their family and business partners, you have time to send messages back to people who send referrals. It's not that hard. So anyway, I think that's a fair rant, if you will. And I think people need to be able to understand that, again, that's a nasty part of sending referrals is agents have to pay bills and they forget to pay the people that actually help them get business, which is going to generate them more business. Anyway, can you see Tammy's comment there?
I can. So it says, I really have to get better in that because I'm licensed in Shreveport, but I'm from Memphis. Everyone I know is from Memphis. So my sphere is in Memphis, is what Tammy is saying. What do you think?
Got it. So, yeah. So what I'm hearing, Tammy, is basically you have your license in another location, but the people that you really know are in a location where you could send them to an agent in that location. And so then you can receive referrals for that. So in that sense, what I would do is I would find some agents and say, hey, I have a really big sphere, and agents specifically in Memphis. Hey, I have a really big sphere in Memphis. I'm from Memphis. I have a lot of people that are buying and selling in Memphis. I would like to refer them out to an agent who does a great job. Would you be interested in talking? And you can send an email to however many agents or whatever agents that look like they might match your personality by searching their Facebook profile. You can just go to Facebook and search Memphis Real Estate Agent or Real Estate Agent Memphis, and let those people pop up. Add them as a friend. When they accept your friend request, send them that message. Hey, whatever, I'm from Memphis. I know a lot of people that are buying and selling. Would love to connect with you to be able to send you referrals. If you're interested, let me know. And then you can jump on a call with them, see if they're a good fit for you, have their contact information in your phone. Then you can get referral fees for that. Pretty simple process. On the other end, if they're in a market, if they're in Memphis, you got to find out if they actually fit sending referrals to you. It may not work out. It may not be a mutually beneficial partnership on that end, but at least you can get referral fees from Memphis.
Yeah. No, that's cool. Well, something that there's two things that blew my mind in real estate. Well, I guess there's more, but there's really two things that I actively remember, because when I got my real estate license, prior to that, I had bought some houses through my real estate agent. Shout out Bob and Carla. But the whole concept of wholesaling blew my mind. Absolutely insane. Like I had no clue that you could make money off of assigning contracts. That just was wild to me. So that was one thing. But the second thing was referrals. It just blew my mind that simply through a phone call, something happening in Seattle, I could get compensated for.
Yeah.
Being in Texas. So that absolutely just blew my mind. On the flip side, I do remember conversations that I had with the agent that helped me purchase my home. And I remember asking, hey, I wanna buy a house in Arlington. Do you work that area? And he very clearly said no, but I know the perfect
Mm.
agent.
Yeah, yeah,
He sure as hell didn't have the perfect agent. He just went out and found them,
that's right.
and they just got the referral commission off of that. But he knew I was good for it.
Yeah.
So anyway, it just blew my mind. I felt used, and I'm kidding, but no, it was just something so cool that we are not only working with for all intents and purposes, the largest asset that most people are ever going to own.
Mm.
And it kind of even goes back to the point that you made earlier. Then why are we still broke? Why are so many of us broke?
Why,
But
why
you
are
can make,
90% of agents broke? Yeah.
yeah. Um, Maybe that should be our next podcast. Why are you broke? Would y'all like listening to? I don't know if we're bullying now, but
I was thinking about that yesterday as one of our episodes. I had some information on that, but
yeah.
anyway, well, yeah. But anyway,
Let us know in
we'll
the
keep
comment
talking now.
section. Do you want us to talk about why you're broke? Not you specifically,
How
because
to
if you're listening to the Agent Resource podcast,
you should
chances
not be
are
broke.
that you are really, really a high level achiever.
By the way,
Chances are.
shout out to Elizabeth who took our sellers master class. She has 2 listings from our sellers master class.
Elizabeth,
I think she
shout
took it.
out.
Yeah, I think she took it last month. Elizabeth, correct me if I'm wrong. But shout out to you on going through the master class and actually taking action like you're supposed to, right? That's how you
In
get money.
Maryland
That's how you get
outside of
paid.
DC. And that's a high
Yeah,
price point. Congratulations, Elizabeth.
I'm guessing that's pretty nice, Elizabeth. So congrats to you. Major kudos for you taking action. All right, so let's continue down this idea of getting referrals in every market possible, right? And how that looks. So I whenever I first started, I'm always thinking outside the box as much as I possibly can. I'm not going to say I'm like the most outside the box thinker, but I typically try not to think like the masses think. I try to think a little bit differently. When people are zigging, I try to zag. When they're zagging, I try to zig. Right? Like so. And Elizabeth said, "Yes, that's correct. Awesome." So what I want to say is, whenever I got started in real estate, um, even on the marketing side, whenever I joined my brokerage that I joined at the time, which was a Remax office, one of the things that came up was at the Remax. I can't remember what one of the annual conferences is. One of the agents in her own market, not even outside her market, Jaime, she made over 6 figures sending referrals just in her market alone.
Mm.
She made over $100,000 just sending referrals. What she did was she niched down. So she looked at, okay, what are the things that are popular right now in real estate, and how do I capitalize on those? And what she did was she took the information and she created some niche websites and I think she ran ads maybe, but she created some niche websites for that particular niche. So the niche was really simple. The niche was, um, what are those generational homes, right? People moving their parents into the house with them. So it has like that parent ensuite. And so she made that, which by the way is a higher price point home. And so she made that her niche. So anybody who was looking for generational suite homes, and she didn't like going out and selling real estate, but she liked getting people connected. They would come in, fill out the information. She had blogs and all this videos and stuff. And other people would fill out the information. She would go out and find a real estate agent for them after she gave them a consult on her process and what she does. And then she would just send out the referral. And I don't know what her referral fee was, but she made over 6 figures in 1 year just sending referrals in one market. So guys, if you really, and ladies, if you really think about this, there are opportunities to make a lot of money doing referrals if you can do a good job and understand how you're going to niche down and be that referral person. I mean, there looks like there are some comments and stuff coming in. I can only see them on my mobile device right now.
No, I got you. I got you. So Christopher Oliver, it's interesting how many of my clients compliment my work for them and tell me they will refer me if anybody they know needs an agent. Then when I follow up with them periodically, they usually don't know of anyone. I think the SOI is good, but I do not rely on it. That was a comment that he made, and I'll keep going because he did have a follow up
Sure.
that you'll have the answer for. What is the name of the course that the Maryland agent took? I missed the name. Christopher followed up with. So he's referring to the masterclass that you
Oh,
had.
yeah. So it's a live sellers masterclass, Christopher. I'll answer that and then we'll get to the other things. Live seller masterclass. We have one of my trainers come in. They do 3 days of live training on getting seller leads, the setup, the automations, and then the follow-up that he has utilized to get the listings. And then of course you have to go out on a listing appointment. But yeah, we charge a fee for that. You come in, we teach you everything that we're doing, and you can do that for your own business at the end of the day. And then for Christopher, whenever you're doing the follow-up, I think the question, it all depends on how you're having that conversation about asking them if they know anybody. I think there are a lot of old school agents that say, hey, just ask for the referral, which is fine, but you've got to find ways to ask for the referral without asking for the referral. And then you use their response as a technique to get information from them about how great your services are. And then you use that to put on a website, a generic website about you. And you go in and you drop that comment, that statement on your testimonial site. And so anytime somebody's looking at you or you're like, hey, if anybody's looking to send referrals, here's my testimonial page, right? Here of what my clients have said about me. So then that way they can go find you, see your website, like, man, this guy is on it because he knows he has these clients that are talking about him. He knows that he needed to have a website for people to go out and be like, oh yeah, Christopher is a fantastic agent because all these people said that about him. It builds social proof so much faster than anything else. And a lot of people forget that that's a part of this business. Is like you have to have the social proof to prove that you are that agent, right? You are that man, if you will, or that woman in that referral part of the business. So you may not get the referrals from your clients, but you can ask them for testimonials, written testimonials, or say, hey, what did you like about my service? Really simple question. Yeah. Allow them to say that, drop it onto that page, and then you can then market yourself as a referral agent for other markets.
100%. And Joseph, you're going to have to forgive me, but whenever there's an opportunity to help the audience, and it just so happens to coincide with something that I feel comfortable, what some people are going to call pitching. But what you mentioned is super important, of having your testimonial page, but also having it on a platform that you control, because we know what happened with Zillow erasing
all the reviews,
18 months worth of reviews for that everybody worked so hard to get. Well, those reviews still exist in terms of they happened, but in reality, they don't exist because nobody can see them now.
Yeah.
So it's important to highlight Joseph's point, to have your review page. And it just so happens that if you need a website, I know a lot of real estate agents don't have one, for $30 a month, you can get one through the software company that I'm a part of, Describe. So DSCRIBE.ai. So Describe. So that we give you a website. So you get to create your website. You can create single property landing pages, and we showcase the testimonials front and center because we realize that that's super important. But beyond that, you get about 20 Facebook posts that highlight a testimonial in an elegant way, not a braggadocious way. So just wanted to let you know that there are tools out there that will help you. If you have a website, great, continue using what you have. Just emphasize a testimonial. But a lot of the agents that don't have one, check out that software because it's going to help you in more ways than one. So I just wanted to take that opportunity and share that. Yes, it's absolutely important that you have testimonials, but also in a place that you actually control. And it's not tied to Zillow. It's not tied to your own brokerage. It's tied to you as the agent. You're the agent first.
Yeah. I think like if anybody's interested that doesn't have a website, especially in this new agent group, if you need something that's really cheap, I don't want to say cheap, really cost effective, because I think the platform is not cheap itself as far as what it provides. I think there's great value in it. But if you need something that's cost effective, definitely reach out to Jaime for website, testimonial, creating Facebook ads very quickly, those type of things. Send Jaime a message. He'll be able to get you more information on it. I've looked at it. I like it. I like what you guys are doing over there at Describe. I like the platform. I think it's some of these other companies are doing something similar, but they're so freaking expensive, right? And you guys are doing it at a very cost-effective price for new real estate agents. So I'm really excited to see what new real estate agents are able to do with it, and control everything, right? For very, very good money. What other comments do we have coming in, by the way?
We have Tammy, or no, we have Sarah. Well, Tammy said, that's awesome. And then we
Right.
have Sarah, I'm in Jersey. Let me rephrase that. I'm in the Jersey Shore, just starting in real estate, very competitive market, hard to get a look in on anything. A look in on anything. Basically, so she's saying it's a competitive market in the Jersey Shore. Sarah, double down on your relationships right now. Double down on your relationships, because you're one person removed from somebody selling, somebody buying, a cousin selling, a cousin buying, an aunt, uncle, what have you. The ticket that you, I wish I don't know why I would have my real estate license handy, but the ticket that you have, exactly, here it is. I'm a licensed agent. The ticket that you have works across the entire country. If you want to say the world, sure, whatever. But across the entire country. So going back to an earlier point that Joseph illustrated, your sphere may be in Memphis, but guess what? It still works there. Now it's not going to work for the entire commission, but I'll take 25% of me doing nothing.
Absolutely.
I'll take that all day long. So
that's
what I would suggest. Sarah, that's what I would suggest. I understand that it's competitive, but when it comes to referrals, remember, you're activating your friendships, your relationships, the normies, the people that don't have their real estate license, but you also have the opportunity of activating those that do have a real estate license. There's zero people that will not work for you. You just got to give them that opportunity to work for you.
I'll say this to Jaime, to Sarah. Sarah, every market is competitive. It's as competitive as you make it in your mind. And so you're, and I'm not knocking you, Sarah. I want to be very clear about that. Every agent complains about the market being competitive. Every agent is complaining about there not being enough listings. So don't be somebody who allows that to be an excuse to not accomplish what you're trying to accomplish in your business. Find ways around that. Think outside the box. Think how you can go out and improve, as Jaime said, your relationships, improve your marketing, improve getting yourself out there so that more people can see you. The more people that see you, the more business you're going to get. But if you're sitting there going, man, the market is so competitive, you're going home and talking to your spouse or whoever, your cat, your dog, your cousin, your mom, whoever you live with, you're complaining about the market being competitive all the time. In your mind, you're setting yourself up for failure. But if you go in and say, hey, the market's competitive, that's part of it. Okay, cool. What can I do to get better? What can I do to have more people see me? What can I do? What can I send to people so that they see that there's value in working with me? And go out and just study as much as you can on relationship building. There are a couple of great YouTube channels out there that talk about relationship building. You can just go out and do a YouTube search on relationship building in real estate and see what comes up and learn how to do that thing and implement it as fast as you can. So don't let the market being competitive or there being a housing shortage be something that you use as an excuse to not do something. And again, Sarah, that's not a knock to you. I think that's every agent I talk to right now says that.
100%, 100%. Now is a great time to remind everybody, Joseph, that if they're listening on the Agent Resource podcast from the Apple podcast, a 5-star review goes a long way. If they're listening in live, we do these live recordings on Thursdays. A like is going to go a long way. A comment is going to go a long way as well. We want to amplify the message so more and more people are helped. If you know of a real estate agent that absolutely needs to hear this, tag them in, refer them in, if you will. So tag them into the conversation. They're not competition. They are going to help you at the end of the day. If we operate from a spirit of abundance, you're going to be surprised how much further you go. So Joseph, as we are heading into the dismount, actually we are at the dismount. What am I looking at? Well, actually, no, let's bring it in. I know Pat is yelling in our ears right now, but because we're hitting the top of the hour. I want to introduce, before we get to the dismount, I want to introduce Clubhouse to the audience. A lot of you
Oh
have been
yeah.
hearing about Clubhouse at this point. Depending on when you listen to it, as of today, only the beta users of the Android from the Android side have
Nice.
access to Clubhouse. The plan, as far as I'm aware, in May, that's when more and more folks are going to have access to it. But right now, Clubhouse, I've seen a lot of deals get referred out. There's a lot of real estate agents on there sharing some valuable information, and there's a lot of agents out there sharing a lot of bad information. So you're just gonna have to, you're gonna have to, you know,
Oh,
what does the dodgeball say? Dodge and weave or something like that. You're gonna duck, dive, dodge, whatever. Anyway, so
yeah.
avoid the bad information, but there are a lot of referrals crossing the stage. I've seen it was like a $3.8 million referral. And it's simply because they were on the same stage that somebody had a
Wow.
buyer. I think it was like in Beverly Hills. It was in California for sure. And then somebody else, hey, I work that market. Boom, gone. So go check it out and give yourself at least an opportunity to go and participate over there. Don't make it a life. I got addicted for a little while. For about 3 weeks, I was on there where I would go to sleep maybe at 3 in the morning, and then wake up like at
Jeez.
6. It's addicting. So just give me that full disclosure right now. Moderate yourself. So right now I'm about 4 hours a week of Clubhouse, no more. That's just 4 hours. That's my
Yeah.
cap. That's when I know the rooms that I have to be a part of to support some friends. But you'd be surprised
Yeah.
how much business crosses the platform. So I wanted to at least present the Clubhouse because some people have given up on it. Some people don't know about Clubhouse, but it is an effective
Yeah.
strategy to generate referrals.
Well, I think there's something to be said about that too, Jaime. If referrals are being sent through Clubhouse, if you are a business entrepreneur, if you are somebody who likes to take action, perhaps Jaime, because you got addicted to it, might be something for you. But you create a agent referral room that is hosted every day, in the morning or in the evening. It's hosted for 1 hour for agents to come in and share referrals.
Yep.
And Jaime, we can talk more about that after this call about how to make that a business. But that will allow agents to go in and share referrals across the across platform, because now it's a dedicated place for them to do that. So anyway, we can talk more about that later. With the
Yeah.
dismount, I'll say this: referrals are not difficult to come by. What is difficult is for most people is just taking action on the things that we talked about, because you hear it, you get hyped about it, and then you don't do it. What I will tell you is go ahead and create a plan for it right now. Set an alarm to do one strategy every day for 30 minutes to get that strategy out, or an hour. And that way, because you're not sitting there doing whatever you normally do that wastes your time. You're doing something that's going to bring you more money and more business. And once you have more money and more business, then you can go waste your time however you want. But don't be part of the 90% that is not doing what they're supposed to do and then complaining about not being successful in real estate. And that's my dismount, not to be to dishearten anybody, but really at the end of the day, to motivate you to take the action that you need to take every single day and take one simple little strategy to improve that.
No, I like that. That is very effective. That is very actionable. I want to stay on the actionable train, and it's kind of introducing or reintroducing a strategy that we talked about. Get some running buddies. Get some
Mm,
running buddies. It's either in if you live in the Metroplex, so just in your Metroplex area, let those 2 to 3 people, it doesn't have to be too many, 2 to 3 people start working with those. So you're going to see how much difference your business is going to look like in the next month, 2 months, 3 months, because you're going to start seeing, once you start paying attention to the referrals that go out, and once you start seeing those referral agents that absolutely dominate from their running buddies that they have. And when I mean running buddies, not physical, go run, but the people that you work with, the proximity, your agents that you form relationships with, they're going to champion you. They are
yeah.
working with you. So if you have that mindset of, anytime I see Austin, I'm going to tag that person in. Anytime you see Fort Worth, you better as heck tag me in. And if
Yeah.
you start working from there and then start expanding your network, you're going to quickly get into a very sizable business just from that group alone.
Yeah.
So it's you're in this together. I know it's hard to believe that right now, but it is possible. So just start with that small running buddy group, and then amplify from there.
Yeah. Love it. Absolutely love it.
Folks, thank you so much for joining us at the Agent Resource Podcast. We absolutely value you listening in. A 5-star review is going to go a long way. We do our recordings on Thursdays in the evening, so make sure that you're either connecting with Joseph or myself so you can get notified. This has been a fantastic episode. At least I'd like to think so. How to get real estate referrals the easy way. If you have any questions, feel free to connect with us on the socials, and we'll see you next week. Bye.
All right, guys. Thank you so much.